did you end up in the Dragons?
Well, I always wanted to come back to Wales to sort of finish off and where I started in Wales. And yeah, Kingsley got in touch with me last season and wanted me to come across. And obviously he'd gone then and Bernard took over.
Hey, that's
but I was just glad.
rugby though, isn't it?
I know, of course it is. But I'm just glad to get the opportunity to come back to Wales and hopefully finish off on a high.
Are you enjoying it there? You seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. You know, all the boys there feel like the new lease of life with Bernard coming in with his new sort of game strategy, and just feels like a new place for everyone. So it was easy to fit in straight off. And yeah, the way we play in suits me. Yeah, we just got to get better and put in that 80-minute performance.
What's Bernard like as a coach?
He's intense, you know. Yeah, he is big time. But it's good. That's what we need. That's what I like as a player. You know, we're on edge every day. He tests us every day, so it's a good environment to learn. It's great for the youngsters and still great for me.
Are you still enthused? You know, going into training every day?
Yeah, I've still got that drive to get better. You know, even at my age, I'm just always want to try and improve. You know, I'm still searching for that perfect game, and that's what gives me that drive every day. Just want to make myself better. What's
it like? Is it a good bunch of lads there? Because you know you're at the older age of the scale now, Gav. I'm sorry to tell you, but you know there's a lot of youngsters around you. Are they a good bunch of lads?
No, they are, and it sort of keeps me young. You know, I feel like their age, to be honest. So I'm in denial a little bit, but no, it's good. And you know, I was really impressed with the skill level. And you know, they're all athletes. You know, we should be doing a lot better than where we finished last year. And even now, at the start of the season, we should have won more. It's just trying to get that 80-minute performance. We've been good in patches. But it's just trying to develop that now.
What I know you're ultimate professional, okay? What and meticulous with your diet and your training. Are you still as meticulous, or do you have to do it more now as you're getting older?
Oh, even more so. Even more so. Have to. To be playing now at my age is so much you have to do, sort of behind the scenes. And
are you still weighing your food and still the same?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, even more so now, and more the sort of getting ready before each session. You know, obviously the youngsters don't need to do it; they can just run out and go flat out straight away. But you know, I genuinely need 20-30 minutes before every session.
What looking at the Dragons now, we'd be falling, but now the union has taken over. It seems to be a good vibe at the moment, and you know, people are actually talking the Dragons up a lot more now.
Yeah, and I think we're playing a good brand of rugby as well. Obviously I wasn't there last season, the last couple of years, and from the sounds of it, it was a bit of a mess, and you know, it wasn't a very happy camp. So that's all changed from what I've seen, and there's a lot of positiveness around. But yeah, we just need to start winning as well, though.
Let's go back to the start, right? 2000 you started.
Yeah.
As an 18-year-old. Do you remember your first class game?
Yeah, I did. It was a bit random.
I was thinking that.
I can't remember how it happened, to be honest. I was kind of still in school, or I just left school, and yeah, I had to go and help out Connectley. Can't believe I played with Connectley.
Oh, yeah, I'm a Turk guy. I
know. But yeah, I played a game against Edinburgh away, one of their last games of the season. I think they're struggling with injuries at the time. And yeah, I felt like I played well at a half, and they pulled me off half time, which obviously I wasn't happy about. I felt like I was playing well. They put someone called Stephen Jones on at the time.
Oh yeah, I wonder how we did.
I don't know how we got on. And then it didn't quite work out there because they were keen for me to play in the 21s for season.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was full of self-belief and arrogance back then, and I was like, no, I'm good enough to be in the first teams.
So that one game for Llanelli, or half a game, and then all of a sudden, you went across the Lycha Bridge and played for Swansea. How was your time there?
Oh, it was great. It was probably my best time in rugby, I think. That first season was Swansea. Went amazingly well for us. You know, we won the league, and you know, I featured quite a bit with Arwell Thomas and Kerith Rees ahead of me, and battling out with them and learning so much from them. And Plumtree as the coach, one of my best coaches, really. I just loved the way he was. Yeah. Well, he was one of those guys you really wanted to play for. Yeah. And he did get the best out of me that year, fair play.
You had a great style of rugby. You could play fluent. You had Gibbsy as well as captain, wasn't he?
We had a hell of a team. I was so in awe of when I went in to see the team. But then I was quickly like, you know, I want to play here. I feel like I'm good enough.
That's a great track in St Helens.
No, it was amazing field. You know, it's a pity what happened then. I suppose I went to regional rugby. Yeah. That was a tough one for us group of players at the time. You know, I grew up watching Swansea, and I was a fan of theirs, and then to actually play for them was a great feeling. And then overnight, but it just in a way sort of disappear. It was a strange one.
It's amazing you saying that you were a Swansea, fan, because your dad, my stake, and then you and Bridgend. So I just thought maybe you'd.
Well, yeah, you think it'd be Bridgend, wouldn't it? Because my own man was from my stake and captain. There was massive rivalry between my stake and Bridgend, and I'd watch every home game. I'd be a ball boy up there, and the Boxing Day games I used to hate Bridgend,
I know.
and I just said, well, I'm never going to play for them. I know, and it just stuck with me. I just never would play for them.
And of course, then you had the World Player of the Year under 19 while you were there, and of course, the Welsh Cup came very, very quickly in 2001. So, what do you remember about your first time for Wales?
Not playing very well in my first cap. Not a great day. But no, to be fair, I think like Graham Henry at the time was trying to fast track me, and I was full of confidence and had huge self belief, and I was enjoying it, and I thought I was great, and just didn't play very well my first cap, and it was at the time when they brought Iestyn Harris over, and so I sort of missed out on a good few years there.
So, of course, then, as you mentioned, Swansea, kind of the club went to the regional setup. You had really been a Swansea Ospreys player. What were those? Did you enjoy those years at the Ospreys because you had so many big names, so many talented players?
Yeah, I did. It was obviously strange for us to come together with Swansea and Neath, and to go through administration with Swansea at a young age was an interesting one. Yeah, that wasn't nice times really. But then obviously, there was a new thing I started with the Ospreys. And yeah, it was great then to work with Lynn Jones. Heard a lot about him and actually working with him.
What was he like, day to day? Because I played with him. I only saw him like 3 times a week, and that was enough. The day to day, he must have been mad, was he?
He was, but you couldn't wait to get into the meetings. He was like a stand-up, you couldn't wait. There was no one going to sleep in those meetings. It was so funny. But he's so intelligent as well. He knows the game inside out.
I know.
And another coach he just wanted to play for.
When you were at the Ospreys, it was weird because they called the Galacticos, and
after a while.
Yeah, but it was odd because all the players, were kind of, if you look at them, talented individual, like
like Shane.
Box office, all of them, weren't they?
Yeah, the Mike Phillips and Mike Phillips, Bird. We had so many, and then some of the foreigners like Justin Marshall.
They all came in. They all wanted to get there.
Yeah. So we had a great squad, and we didn't do as well as we should have in Europe. And we always got knocked out in the quarterfinals, I think.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's probably down to the pack half the time because they were a young pack.
I always say that as well.
Well, they were a young pack, but as they developed,
yeah,
they turned into a great pack.
Yeah.
And at the time, they relied on us as a backline.
Yeah, yeah. And in Europe, you needed a big pack.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit,
exactly.
too early in the development. Maybe.
But then, as time went on, once I moved away, they become a great pack.
Great pack,
fair. And, I was envious of that. Then.
And then with that, then became because it's such a successful side, and a lot of the Ospreys played a huge part in Wales, and of course, 1978, last Grand Slam, and then you were involved in 2005. What do you remember about that year? And specifically, obviously, the one game that you came to the fore was the England game with the tackle on Tate and then the kick. What do you remember about that season?
I don't know. I can't remember too much of it. I've obviously seen it back on the internet and stuff, and even when I watch that kick on the internet now, I'm like, oh, I hope I get that. And I'm more nervous now when I'm watching it now, but at the time it wasn't.
Did you feel like, as I was commenting that day, I thought, oh, he's destined to kick this. It was just the moment set up for you.
Yeah, you have those feelings when you're in the game, when you're in the zone, and you just feel everything's going for you. And you feel on top of the world. Yeah, I never had a doubt about that kick. And I always had a belief over England, through the age groups, we always beat them. Yeah. And it just never really changed when you went into the first team, for me anyway.
Yeah, but that's odd, isn't it? Because whenever you play, if you ask supporters, always remember the results against England. Did that catapult you up then to another level by that tackle and that kick? Because I don't think anyone would remember the result and the score. Only your tackle and that kick.
Oh yeah, after that game then it went a bit crazy. And it was hard to live up to that, I suppose, as well, that level of performance. And I've always been searching to try and get back to that. But no, a great moment for me personally. And and it was a great year.
Did you enjoy playing for Wales? Because you won, again, 2008, you won 2 Grand Slams for Wales.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I love playing for Wales. I think I did pretty well. I think apart from that first cap, I think I've always played pretty well for
People
Wales.
forget that one, no?
Yeah, no, I know. Still irks of it. No, I had it's been a great career with Wales. 2 Grand Slams. That's an awesome achievement. And both of them were special to me. Yeah.
Did you, on the Welsh jersey, because Martin Williams told me you are the most talented player he's ever played with, right? And, he's played with some, legends of the game, right? Do you feel sometimes you maybe should have achieved more, in the Welsh jersey and the regional setup because of your talents?
Yeah, I do. I do think that. But it's not so much about my ability, it's everything else, trying to manage, just the body. I didn't know much about the body, and I kept breaking down. I didn't know, and to be fair, the physios weren't that good as they are now. No. And that's part of the reason why I took time out of the game to have a break from it, but also to learn about my body and pay a lot of money, out of my own money, to London and find the best physios and work things out for myself. And from that, I think that's how I prolonged my career.
Yeah,
understanding the body.
Yeah, we'll go on to those 3 years when you went away. But I tell you, 2 World Cup, 2 Grand Slams, and a Lions. But also, unfortunately for you, you missed out on the biggest stage, Rugby World Cup, because of injuries, isn't it?
Yeah, mostly it was injuries. Mind you, the one that hurt is the 2003 one. I felt I was good now. I felt like I was on form then. I should have gone to that one, I felt. And that hurt was Steve Henson at the time. And he was asking me to do things for him, and I was doing it all, and he cut me at the last second. I didn't like that. So I'm really gutted I missed out on that one.
Yeah.
And then the other ones, a little bit of form, 2007, probably not great that year. And then 2011 when I broke my wrist.
Yeah.
And that final warm-up game against England. And
that's the thing, how did you recover, because...
Oh, that was a tough one. I took a while to get over that one.
Yeah, it's like, because it's a lonely place when you're injured, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lonely place, trying to come back on your own rehab.
It was tough, because I only just come back into rugby after my little break, and that was tough, come back into rugby. I wasn't really accepted in. I had to make a decision with Toulon at the time, because they wanted me to sign for them, but not play international. I said, there's no chance. I only came to you to make sure I could get in the Welsh team. Yeah. So I was at the club. Obviously this happened. And then I had to try and do my rehab myself and go on the NHS and do it all myself. And it was dark times, really dark times.
Going to dark times, 2009-10, you're a tough year on the field, off the field with everything up. And then all of a sudden, you kind of went in a different direction. Why did you think that was the right time? And, why did you go into that different direction?
As in the TV stuff?
Yeah, no, a different TV, you did, Strictly, and then the Bachelor, I think it was, and
71 Degrees.
Yeah, so that's the one, yeah.
Well, I finished with the Ospreys. I think it was 2009, and obviously wasn't getting paid. And I've never been on big contracts in rugby. I think people would be surprised by that, but I've never earned that much through rugby. And my money only lasted a certain amount of time, and I needed money, and at the time, mentally and physically, I wasn't quite ready to come back into rugby, and I had some good offers off TV companies for these shows. Yeah. So I did 71 Degrees North, and to be fair, that got me into shape, actually.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And my body felt good, and I was managing my body good, and I thought, oh, my aches and pains are gone, actually. I'll start training. So I started training, and then Strictly just come out of nowhere. I was hoping to get back into rugby, and I was just like, oh, go on, I might as well just do this. So I just did that. I know.
Did you enjoy it? Because you've always been in the public eye, when you're playing rugby, then when you're off it, on the little screen into everyone's living room. Did you enjoy the break and enjoy what you were doing? Yeah,
no, I really did. When I did 71 Degrees North, it was that first sort of thing I did at the TV world, and meeting other people from other professions. And it just opened my eyes up to another world, really, and just... I was always just rugby, every weekend rugby. Never took notice of the news. I was looking at opposition rugby. I really didn't know what was going on in the world. And
did it make you a better person because of understanding the outside world as well then? Because you're so kind of
completely
blinkered in rugby.
Yeah, I've gone from school straight into rugby. That's all I ever known. And then just doing that, just broadened my horizon then big time. And I enjoyed that so much. I think that's why I did Strictly then. I had such a great experience. And I was a little bit like addicted hated that, I think, and I just thought, I might get that again. I learned a new skill.
Yeah.
People doubted whether I could dance because I'm tone deaf.
Still dance?
No, I'm useless. I'm useless. I need my partner.
And then all of a sudden, and you reappear.
Yeah, and I was in that world then, but
Yeah.
I was always wanted to come back to rugby. Luckily, I did miss the game, and then but it was tough to be accepted back in, and because obviously they doubted whether I really wanted to get back into rugby and where my mind was.
So you had like Saracens, Toulon, Cardiff, really messed about with them, and then all of a sudden you ended up in Bristol. Was that like just to say, right, let's start off a little bit lower and work my way back in? Or?
Yeah, I suppose the Saracens, Toulon and the Cardiff Blues, I don't really count them as clubs, Yeah, but after those, lucky Lynn Jones, again with London Welsh, I count that as a club. That was a good year for me. And then on the back of that, Bath signed me, and that was a good time at Bath. I learned a lot there. And Mike Ford, he was a really good coach. And seeing his son play as well, George, what a player.
Yeah, he's playing well, isn't he?
Yeah, I really enjoyed working with him. Incredible.
You seem like in a good place now. You're like relaxed. You're always relaxed, man. So but you're back. You look as if you're enjoying your rugby. You're living back here. Is life good at the moment?
Yeah, it is. No, I really enjoy it. I've always enjoyed my rugby. But I feel the most pressure right now because of my age. I feel like I'm one bad game away from being written off. But I like the pressure.
You're not like a horse, man. We're not going to pull you down, right?
No, but I always liked pressure on me. I've always liked that. I was always searching to put pressure on myself, I remember the Ospreys and I would never let me do press because I'd say something clean off and just put more pressure on myself, but I used to like that.
You need that. You need characters, and also, I think if you feel the pressure on yourself and you get nervous, I think it's, you still care for the game.
No,
you still want to do well, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've still got that pride, and I'm still reaching for goals. Yeah.
And it's still, you're still box office. We've got the Dragons, like, are thinking, right, Gavin's coming back. You still put bums on seats, but the thing is now, you put pressure on yourself. They can't pick you on reputation. You've got to perform to get in that team, haven't you?
Oh, completely, yeah. And there's no flies on Bernard. There's no, because I'm 35, I don't have to train today or whatever. I have to be out there every day and pretty much up there with the rest of them, which is tough.
But even though that when I said we were trying to interview you, everyone in the office wanted to interview you, right?
Right.
So the interest was amazing, right?
Cool.
So I've got questions to ask, right? Name the clubs, start to finish in the order. All your clubs you played for.
Me?
Yeah.
Kneffley.
Yeah.
Swansea, Ospreys, Saracens, Toulon, Cardiff Blues, London Welsh, Bath, Bristol,
Dragons. That's it. 10 clubs, hey, going well.
10.
What's it like being Gavin Henson?
It's great.
Good?
Yeah, it's great.
And your mum and dad keeps your feet on the ground?
Oh, completely.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
Of course.
Biggest regret?
Probably not having a go at rugby league.
Is it?
Yeah. I used to watch it quite a lot, so much. I was like, I want to play that. And I was like, no, I can't. I'm going to stay in Union.
You would have enjoyed it.
I think I would have enjoyed it. And going on, I think I would have learned a lot. Because every league coach I've been under, I've learned so much from them. And I think I would have learned a lot from that game.
Yeah, you would.
Even if I am to go on to coaching after rugby, that would be nice to have in my sort of backup.
What, any clubs approach you?
Yeah, a few back in the day. Iestyn Harris was keen. That wasn't so long ago when he was with Wales.
Yeah.
And I was close to. I was really close to, yeah.
You'd have enjoyed it. It suited your mind. It's a good game. And also, if you look at Farrell and Ford, the way they play now and the way they cut defences down, they play together. They played in league together for a long time. So, no, it's
you have
interesting.
to be like really square. And,
square them up, hold them, and they're great.
And I like that.
3s on 2s, they finish them off.
Exactly.
Good. Right, toughest opponent?
Probably Bastro.
Is he? Oh, yeah.
Well, as in, I tried to tackle him, and I thought he broke my shoulder.
He's massive, isn't he?
Oh, like a barrel.
He is. He's huge.
Yeah.
I saw him last weekend. He is a handful. Yeah. And you think, I tell you what, I'll run down that channel instead. And this man on who, all the best.
Well, I lined him up, and I thought I'm going to have a shot on him there. And I didn't feel my shoulder for 2 weeks. He done a nerve in my shoulder.
Right, most talented teammate you played with?
Shane Williams.
Shane, right, okay. Which Welsh player do you enjoy watching most at the moment?
Rhys Webb.
Yeah, he's going well. Doing really
well.
It's a stupid question, yeah. Did you ever see me play?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
I feel like it's your dad.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's how
saying.
long ago it is.
Up in my steak.
Up in my steak.
My man was like, watch your number 10 today now. Watch how good he is.
Yeah.
I was always ball boy up there. And I watched it, and then I'd always come on the field straight away after, and he'd have me in the, as you were going through. He's like, look at him, it's not even any mud on him, look at him. And then, I think that got in me there, because I'd always like make sure I look great then.
Hey, brilliant, that's the Ava. Hey, I'm glad it has some effect on you anyway. There we are. Now then, if you could go back and talk to an 18-year-old Gavin Henson, what advice would you give yourself?
I don't know. No, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but I've enjoyed every bit of it, to be honest.
That's the thing, you've got
It's been some tough times, but
yeah.
I think you've got to go through that.
But you appreciate the good times when you have the bad times.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's important to do,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, you have been on that roller coaster, and unfortunately for you, the roller coaster has been in the public eye.
Yeah, you know.
So it's always tougher then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Always tougher.
It is.
Right, two last ones to finish. How would you like to be remembered?
I don't know. I don't know. I probably lost the respect of some people the way I play the game, I suppose, through my injuries and that. Had some pretty poor seasons. If I can just finish off on a high now. And
You get that, don't you?
yeah, no, of course, yeah.
I give you advice, people are not going to remember you, right, for your bad games.
Oh, good.
People won't remember you for that. Because it's like it's gone, and the bigger results, you know, you'll always be remembered. So, how do you think you will be remembered? I
don't think it's good at the moment.
I'm quite surprised you're saying that, man, because I feel that you ooze confidence, you're off and on the field, and then
I'm a different person once I cross that line.
Yeah,
I can look at myself in two different things. You know.
Yeah. Do you worry about what people say or not?
No, not really. No, when I'm playing, no. I don't mind reading it. I like to know the perception of me. It's nice to get that feedback. Yeah. I think that not many people get that, I don't think. The
same as any coach is, sometimes you give you good things, bad things. You just absorb and take on board what you think is
I like changing people's perception.
Yeah.
Because they always have a bad perception, and it's nice then to...
That's important. Well, Gav, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm glad you're enjoying rugby and you're looking in great shape. So
yeah, no, I'm good.
All the best for the rest of your career, mate. Enjoy it.
Mate. Thank you.